Serena Williams, a titan of the tennis world, has navigated countless hurdles, yet no prior experience adequately prepared her for a pivotal juncture that brought Alexis to tears. A startling health revelation dramatically altered their reality, compelling them to confront a profoundly personal challenge. Join us as we delve into the narrative behind this diagnosis and its implications for their family. From the humble origins in Compton to achieving global athletic supremacy, Serena Williams' trajectory from the streets of Compton to becoming one of history's most celebrated athletes is nothing short of phenomenal. Her saga transcends mere athletic prowess, embodying the principles of diligent effort, familial bonds, and the dismantling of societal limitations. She not only ascended to championship status on the court, but also emerged as a formidable influencer, reshaping the landscape of sports and igniting inspiration worldwide. Serena entered the world on September 26, 1981, in Saginaw, Michigan, though her family relocated to Compton, California during her infancy. It was within Compton, a community more widely recognized for its societal adversities than its tennis facilities, that Serena's remarkable journey commenced. Alongside her elder sister Venus, she honed her skills on weathered public courts, situated amidst a challenging urban setting. However, their parents harbored loftier aspirations for them. From a tender age, both siblings were introduced to the sport by their father, Richard Williams. He harbored a distinct vision for his daughters and possessed an unwavering conviction in their potential for greatness. Even before they wielded a racket, Richard had meticulously crafted a 78-page strategic plan for their tennis careers. He immersed himself in studying the sport through visual media and extensive reading. Although not a tennis player himself, he firmly believed in his capacity to mentor them towards success. Their mother, Oracene Price, also played a crucial role, contributing to their coaching and providing a stable, encouraging presence. Collectively, Richard and Oracene were dedicated to equipping their daughters with the essential tools not only for excelling in tennis, but also for cultivating self-belief. The Williams sisters dedicated hours daily to practice, with Richard ensuring their steadfast focus and discipline. They participated less frequently in junior tournaments compared to their peers, as their father aimed to shield them from the risks of early exhaustion and the pressures associated with premature fame. Upon turning professional at the remarkably young age of 14, Serena was already capturing significant attention. Although Venus initially made more pronounced inroads onto the professional tour, Serena swiftly demonstrated her formidable capabilities as an independent force. Her inaugural major triumph occurred in 1999, when she clinched the US Open title at just 17 years old, defeating esteemed competitors such as Martina Hingis in the final. This victory heralded the dawn of what would evolve into one of sport's most commanding careers. Serena's style of play was characterized by immense power, exceptional speed, and an absence of fear. Her serve was recognized as one of the most potent ever witnessed in women's tennis. Her adeptness at controlling the game's tempo, coupled with her formidable mental fortitude, distinguished her significantly. Throughout her career, she confronted and triumphed over every leading player across multiple generations. Her storied rivalries, particularly with her sister Venus, produced some of the most highly anticipated and watched matches in tennis history. Among Serena's most exceptional accomplishments is her collection of 23 Grand Slam singles titles, an unparalleled record in the Open era, and narrowly trailing the all-time benchmark set by Margaret Court. Her Grand Slam victories were distributed across all 4 major championships: the Australian Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open. She secured multiple titles at each of these prestigious events, underscoring her capacity to achieve success on any playing surface, under any conditions, and against any adversary. Furthermore, Serena amassed 4 Olympic gold medals, 1 in singles competition and 3 in doubles alongside Venus. The sisters formed a virtually unconquerable partnership, earning gold medals in Sydney, Beijing, and London. These Olympic triumphs further solidified Serena's legacy, affirming her dominance not only in conventional tournaments but also on the grandest international sporting stage. What truly elevates Serena's standing is the extraordinary longevity she maintained at the pinnacle of her profession. Her career, spanning over 2 decades, saw her consistently compete at the highest echelon. Even following periods of injury, hiatuses from the sport, and becoming a mother, Serena consistently returned with renewed strength. She secured Grand Slam titles across 3 distinct decades, the 1990s, the 2000s, and the 2010, a feat few athletes in any sport can boast. Beyond her numerous trophies and medals, Serena has exerted a profound influence on tennis, the broader sports landscape, and popular culture. She shattered barriers as a black woman in a sport historically dominated by white athletes. She infused the court with power, flair, and an undeniable sense of confidence. Her fashion choices, her hairstyle, her demeanor, all were integral components of her commanding presence. She demonstrated to young girls, particularly girls of color, that they were welcome and belonged in arenas where they had historically been underrepresented. Moreover, she used her platform to advocate openly on critical issues such as racism, body image, and gender inequality, amplifying her voice far beyond the confines of the tennis court. While her tennis career is undeniably legendary, the narrative of the countless hours of practice in Compton, the unwavering resolve of a father who believed implicitly in his daughters, and the steadfast support of a mother who stood by them are equally crucial to understanding her journey. Serena's story is intrinsically linked to her talent, undoubtedly, but it is equally a testament to her resilience, her patience, and the realization of a dream that originated on a public court in a neighborhood not typically associated with producing tennis luminaries. Serena and Alexis Ohanian. Serena Williams is globally recognized for her formidable power, fervent passion, and unwavering perseverance on the tennis court. However, away from the glare of the sporting spotlight, she has cultivated a robust and affectionate partnership with an individual who has been her unwavering anchor through life's most significant moments. Her husband, Alexis Ohanian. Their love story exemplifies modern connection, mutual esteem, and steadfast support. Serena and Alexis's initial encounter was rather unconventional, deviating from typical introductions through mutual acquaintances or grand celebrity events. Their meeting occurred during a tranquil moment at a hotel in Rome in the year 2015. Serena was present for a tournament, and Alexis happened to be lodging at the same establishment. One morning, they found themselves sharing a table in the hotel's outdoor dining area. Initially, silence prevailed, but eventually a conversation sparked between them. From this unassuming beginning, a genuine connection began to flourish. Despite originating from vastly different spheres, Serena from the realm of elite sports and Alexis from the technology sector, they swiftly discovered shared interests and affinities. Alexis Ohanian is not a tennis player or athlete. Rather, he is a highly respected figure within the tech industry. He is recognized as the co-founder of Reddit, one of the world's largest online community platforms. He played a pivotal role in launching the platform in 2005 and was instrumental in its expansion into the global entity it is today. Following the divestment of Reddit, he remained actively engaged in the technology and business arenas as an investor and entrepreneur. Alexis is also noted for his vocal advocacy on significant issues, including online privacy, digital freedom, and equality, with a particular emphasis on advancing opportunities for women and individuals of color within the tech sector. Despite his considerable success, Alexis had not been an avid follower of tennis prior to meeting Serena. However, after becoming acquainted with her, he not only deepened his understanding of the sport, but also became one of her most ardent supporters. Their relationship progressed rapidly, and Alexis proposed to Serena in December 2016, at the very same hotel in Rome where they had first met. Shortly thereafter, in April 2017, Serena announced her pregnancy, and the couple joyfully welcomed their daughter, Olympia, in September of that year. In November 2017, Serena and Alexis exchanged vows in a stunning and profoundly moving ceremony in New Orleans. The wedding was a spectacular affair, infused with love, mirth, and an illustrious guest list comprising numerous celebrities and close confidants, including Beyoncé, Kim Kardashian, and Anna Wintour. The celebration was artfully themed around Quoto, featuring a castle-like ambiance, romantic illumination, and even a carousel. Yet, transcending the exquisite decorations and the presence of notable guests, the palpable depth of Serena and Alexis's love for each other was the most striking element. The way they gazed at one another and the heartfelt words they exchanged clearly underscored the profound partnership they had forged. Since their wedding, their relationship has continued to evolve, solidifying their role as each other's primary source of support. Alexis has consistently expressed his profound admiration for Serena, not solely for her athletic achievements but also for her immense strength as an individual, a mother, and a partner. He frequently articulates his pride in her accomplishments and the inspiration he draws from her dedication and drive. Whether it involves attending her matches, cheering her on from the sidelines, or actively participating in household responsibilities with their daughter, Alexis maintains a constant presence. Their relationship serves as a compelling illustration of how love can flourish when both individuals champion each other's aspirations and honor each other's individual journeys. Despite their demanding schedules and high-profile careers, Serena and Alexis have successfully maintained a grounded perspective. They deliberately carve out time for each other, prioritize their family unit, and consistently speak with kindness and respect regarding one another. Whether attending public events together, engaging in playful activities with their daughter, or simply enjoying quiet moments at home, they continue to demonstrate that their bond is firmly rooted in trust, mutual understanding, and genuine affection. Their love story extends beyond mere romantic affection. This narrative centers on the concept of collaborative effort and mutual regard. In numerous aspects, Serena and Alexis function as a unified pair, much like Serena and Venus did. While competing on the court, they foster each other's development, confront obstacles as a unit, and celebrate each other's triumphs, regardless of their magnitude, the underlying health challenges. Participating in professional tennis at the absolute pinnacle for more than 20 years is an experience few can truly comprehend. For Serena Williams, her path was marked by immense triumph, numerous championships, and history-defining moments. However, it was also a journey fraught with years of physical discomfort and immense psychological strain. Concealed beneath her formidable serves and powerful comebacks were a series of injuries, surgical interventions, and personal battles that she largely kept shielded from public view. The physical demands of tennis are exceptionally rigorous. Athletes engage in extensive running, twisting, stretching, and forceful ball striking for extended periods during matches, occasionally continuing for several consecutive days during tournaments. Serena commenced her professional competitive journey as a teenager and maintained her presence in the sport well into her late 30s. Her aggressive and powerful playing style was instrumental to her success, but it also exerted considerable stress on her body over the course of time. This cumulative wear and tear ultimately resulted in a number of significant injuries. Throughout her career, Serena contended with numerous well-documented injuries. Her knees presented a persistent concern, leading to multiple issues, including inflammation and tendinitis, which necessitated her withdrawal from tournaments and periods of recuperation. Her back also became a source of considerable discomfort, particularly in the later stages of her career. On occasion, she was forced to abandon matches due to back spasms or stiffness. Her shoulder, a critical component of her powerful game, also suffered from strain. Each of these physical setbacks impacted not only her ability to compete, but also her capacity for consistent training, a vital element for any athlete performing at the highest level. Even when not sidelined by major injuries, Serena frequently competed while experiencing pain. Chronic pain, the persistent kind that lingers even after rest or treatment, became an everyday reality she had to manage. She had to devise strategies to cope with it, ranging from physical therapy and rehabilitation regimens to close collaboration with medical professionals. In numerous interviews, Serena has recounted waking up in pain but still compelling herself to perform on the court. This level of commitment is a significant factor in the profound respect she commands. However, this dedication came at a personal cost. Notwithstanding this persistent pressure, Serena seldom exhibited signs of faltering. Yet, as time progressed, she began to articulate more candidly the emotional burden of these experiences. She spoke about the pervasive stress, the immense expectations, and the sheer mental exhaustion that can accompany prolonged exposure to the public spotlight. Her candor played a crucial role in initiating broader discussions about mental well-being in athletics, demonstrating that even champions grapple with self-doubt, anxiety, and the fundamental need for equilibrium. Serena's journey through pain, encompassing both the physical and psychological realms, serves as a potent reminder that true strength is not the absence of hurt, but rather the capacity to persevere, to heed one's body's signals, and to summon the courage to acknowledge when something is amiss. Her struggles were undeniably real, but so too was her remarkable capacity for resilience. The traumatic childbirth experience. In the year 2017, Serena Williams navigated one of the most harrowing and life-altering episodes of her existence. This ordeal unfolded not on a tennis court, but within the confines of a hospital room. That year, she welcomed her first child, a daughter named Alexis Olympia Ohanian Jr., whom she affectionately refers to as Olympia. While the arrival of her daughter marked a joyous milestone, the circumstances surrounding Olympia's birth were fraught with complications, apprehension, and suffering. It was a moment that tested Serena in ways she could never have anticipated. Olympia was born on the first day of September 2017 in West Palm Beach, Florida. Serena had anticipated a straightforward and healthy delivery, but the situation rapidly deteriorated. Medical personnel detected a dangerously low heart rate in the baby during the contractions. This abrupt change necessitated an emergency cesarean section. Although Olympia entered the world healthy and secure, Serena's own physical condition began to decline almost immediately post-surgery. Merely one day after giving birth, Serena experienced severe difficulty breathing. Given her prior history of blood clots in her lungs, a condition known as pulmonary embolism, she recognized that something was seriously amiss. Serena was not unfamiliar with this medical complication. In 2011, she had been hospitalized for a pulmonary embolism and was acutely aware of its potential severity. On this occasion, despite being in a medical facility surrounded by healthcare professionals, she had to assert her conviction that a problem existed. She requested a CT scan and a prescription for a blood-thinning medication. Initially, the medical staff did not accord her concerns the gravity they warranted, suspecting her discomfort might be post-surgical or less critical. However, Serena persisted in her insistence. Ultimately, physicians conducted the scan, revealing multiple blood clots in her lungs. She received immediate treatment, but this did not mark the conclusion of her ordeal. Following the diagnosis, Serena began to cough so forcefully that it caused her cesarean incision to reopen. She required further surgical procedures to address the resulting complications, including an additional operation to prevent further clots from traveling to her lungs. In total, she underwent several operations and remained bedridden for 6 weeks following the birth. This was an arduous and painful recovery process. What amplified the distress of this situation was its occurrence during what should have been one of the most blissful periods of her life. Instead of cherishing moments with her newborn, Serena found herself engaged in a fight for her survival. She later described it as one of the most terrifying experiences she had ever endured. She also conveyed that while she was profoundly grateful to be alive, it was challenging to experience joy when grappling with such immense physical and emotional pain. This experience brought into sharp focus a much broader societal issue: the risks and hardships encountered by many women, particularly Black women, during childbirth. In the United States, Black women face a mortality rate from pregnancy-related causes that is almost 3 times higher than that of white women. Serena recognized that even with her considerable fame, financial resources, and access to premium medical care, she still had to advocate assertively to be heard. She understood that if such a situation could befall her, it could happen to anyone. Following her recovery, Serena began to vocally address the critical issue of Black maternal health. She contributed a compelling essay to Vogue and shared her personal narrative in various interviews, with the hope that her account would elevate awareness and provide assistance to others. She emphasized the paramount importance of women advocating for themselves and of medical practitioners taking their concerns seriously. She also urged the healthcare system to be more attentive to the apprehensions of women, particularly those from marginalized communities. From a physical standpoint, Serena's recovery was a protracted process. She had to painstakingly regain her strength and heal from multiple surgical interventions. The healing extended beyond the physical, encompassing the essential task of re-establishing emotional equilibrium after such a traumatic event. She acknowledged that becoming a mother was a beautiful experience, but it was also profoundly challenging. Like many new mothers, she encountered periods of self-doubt, frustration, and overwhelming fatigue. However, throughout these trials, she drew strength from her husband, Alexis, and found inspiration in her profound love for her daughter. Serena's candid recounting of her childbirth experience played a crucial role in illuminating an issue that receives insufficient public discussion. She leveraged her influential platform not merely to share her suffering, but to initiate vital dialogues that have the potential to save lives. Her courage in disclosing her ordeal to the world served as a powerful reminder that even the most resilient individuals experience moments of vulnerability. and that seeking assistance, advocating for answers, and speaking out are sometimes the most empowering actions a person can undertake. The benign branchial cleft cyst diagnosis. Serena Williams has consistently been lauded for her remarkable fortitude. This is the kind of strength that secures championships, facilitates comebacks from injuries, and enables the overcoming of life-threatening health crises. However, even with all the adversities she has faced throughout her life and career, nothing can fully prepare an individual for the apprehension that arises when a new health concern unexpectedly emerges. This precisely describes what transpired when Serena learned she had a benign branchial cleft cyst. Although the diagnosis ultimately proved to be non-cancerous, the experience was emotionally taxing, unsettling, and a stark reminder that health can be unpredictable, even for someone as inherently strong as Serena. A benign branchial cleft cyst is a type of growth that forms on the side of the neck. It originates from tissue that failed to develop properly during the early stages of gestation in the womb. In most instances, these cysts pose no danger. However, if the cyst enlarges, becomes infected, or causes discomfort, it requires medical evaluation and potentially surgical removal. For Serena, the discovery of the cyst was sudden and unforeseen. She had noticed a lump near her neck and sought medical attention. For an individual with a history of serious health issues, such as her previous blood clot episodes and the traumatic aftermath of childbirth, the detection of a new anomaly on her body understandably triggered considerable fear. Even prior to receiving a definitive diagnosis, a cascade of natural questions arose. What is this? Is it serious? Could it be cancer? Will I be all right? The emotional toll was significant. Serena later revealed the profound anxiety and uncertainty she experienced upon learning that something might be wrong. Despite her public courage and her prowess on the court, she admitted that her initial thoughts were dominated by fear. Like anyone in a similar predicament, she contemplated her future, her children, and the challenges that lay ahead. She also experienced a profound sense of vulnerability, the kind that arises when one is abruptly confronted with the fragility of life and health. When medical professionals confirmed that it was indeed a benign branchial cleft cyst, a sense of relief washed over her, but this did not entirely dissipate the emotional weight of the experience. Serena elected to share her story openly. She felt no obligation to broadcast the news to the public, yet she chose candor, hoping her account might offer solace to others. She emphasized the critical importance of heeding one's body, trusting intuition when something felt amiss, and never postponing seeking medical assistance due to apprehension. Her transparency resonated profoundly. Many individuals remain unaware of a branchial cleft cyst until a prominent figure addresses it. Serena leveraged her prominent position to cultivate awareness and to underscore for others the necessity of routine health assessments, diligent attention to bodily changes, and prompt medical consultation when something seems irregular. She did not attempt to diminish her feelings or conceal her apprehension. Instead, she demonstrated that fortitude also encompasses acknowledging one's vulnerabilities. Serena's experience with the cyst concluded favorably, but it also marked another pivotal juncture in her life, prompting deeper introspection and transformation, particularly as she stood alongside someone confronting their own health ordeal. Alexis Ohanian's confrontation with Lyme disease. When one considers Serena Williams and Alexis Ohanian, strength, accomplishment, and a formidable partnership often come to mind. However, like any couple, they too have navigated their private battles, struggles that unfold discreetly away from public view. One of the most arduous health trials they faced collectively was Alexis Ohanian's struggle with Lyme disease. While Serena had personal health concerns over the years, this instance saw the focus shift to Alexis, reversing their roles from supporter to patient and vice versa. Lyme disease is an affliction transmitted by bacteria carried through the bite of an infected tick. It is most prevalent in specific regions of the United States, particularly in wooded or overgrown environments. The initial manifestations of Lyme disease often include fever, exhaustion, joint discomfort, and a characteristic red skin eruption that occasionally resembles a bullseye. Some individuals develop what is termed chronic Lyme disease or post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome, where they continue to experience malaise long after the bacterial presence has been eliminated. For Alexis, the diagnosis was not immediate. Similar to many individuals afflicted with Lyme disease, he initially began feeling unwell without understanding the cause. He experienced fatigue, bodily aches, and a pervasive sense that something was not right. Initially, it was simple to attribute these symptoms to mere stress or insufficient sleep, especially considering he was managing professional responsibilities, his role as a father, and offering support to his spouse. However, as the symptoms persisted and intensified, it became evident that a more serious underlying issue was present. Following a series of diagnostic tests and medical consultations, he was ultimately diagnosed with Lyme disease. The diagnosis served as a turning point. Alexis commenced treatment, which typically involves a course of antibiotics to combat the infection. While some individuals experience rapid improvement, others require a more extended period. The recovery process can be discouraging and unpredictable, particularly when grappling with persistent symptoms such as cognitive difficulties, muscular pain, and profound weariness. For someone like Alexis, accustomed to a rapid-paced existence, this necessitated a significant adjustment. He had to decelerate, pay close attention to his body's signals, and allow ample space for recovery, even if it meant temporarily stepping away from his professional duties or missing family engagements. Throughout this period, Serena remained steadfastly by his side. After all the instances Alexis had provided her with support during surgeries, childbirth, and recuperation, it was now Serena's turn to embody the stronger presence within their partnership. She assisted in his care, offered encouragement during challenging days, and reminded him to be patient with himself. This experience introduced a new dimension to their relationship. They had always functioned as a united front, but now they were confronted with a different kind of adversity, one that tested their emotional fortitude as much as their physical well-being. Collectively, they made the decision to speak openly about Alexis's health journey. Just as Serena had previously disclosed her health challenges, Alexis publicly shared his experience with Lyme disease. He did not merely recount the factual aspects. He articulated the difficulty in functioning, concentrating, and maintaining a positive outlook when he felt unlike himself. Through his honesty, he contributed to illuminating an illness that many people either misunderstand or have limited knowledge about. As a couple, their openness helped others feel less isolated in their own health struggles. Their narrative exemplifies the essence of mutual support through adversity, encompassing both times of wellness and illness. It also illustrates how confronting illness as a family unit can reshape one's perception of each other and fortify the bond between two individuals. Serena and Alexis did not portray their situation as flawless. They conveyed that love involves presence and commitment, particularly when life presents significant difficulties. Serena's post-tennis existence. In the year 2022, Serena Williams formally concluded her professional tennis career. Following over 2 decades of dominance in the sport, the announcement evoked considerable emotion from both Serena and her global fanbase. She had ascended to the status of a worldwide icon through her unparalleled achievements on the court. However, upon her retirement, she made it unequivocally clear that her journey was far from over. In fact, for Serena, retirement did not signify a reduction in activity. Rather, it represented a redirection of her focus toward the subsequent phase of her life, a chapter brimming with equal measures of ambition, inventiveness, and purpose. A significant aspect of Serena's life beyond tennis involves her endeavors as a businesswoman and investor. She established Serena Ventures, a venture capital firm dedicated to supporting emerging companies, with a particular emphasis on those led by women and individuals from minority backgrounds. Serena aimed to effect tangible change by investing in enterprises that are frequently overlooked by conventional investors. Through Serena Ventures, she has facilitated funding for enterprises spanning technology, well-being, education, and various other sectors. Her overarching objective extends beyond mere business expansion. It is to foster opportunities and cultivate a more equitable future within the corporate landscape. Serena has also remained actively engaged in the fashion industry. Long before her retirement from professional sports, she had already commenced the design of apparel and the launch of her own fashion lines. Her personal style has consistently been characterized by boldness and expressiveness, qualities she carried forward into her design work. Her brand embodies her identity, confident, strong, and unapologetically authentic. Her fashion ventures provide her with an additional avenue for creative expression and enable her to connect with her supporters and clientele on a more personal level. Serena has also maintained her commitment to philanthropy. She actively supports numerous causes, including educational initiatives for underprivileged children, women's rights advocacy, and the pursuit of racial equality. She has collaborated with organizations worldwide to establish educational institutions, enhance access to healthcare services, and provides support to communities in need. Contributing to others has always held significant importance for her. With the increased availability of her time following her departure from the court, she is now dedicating it to continuing her efforts to uplift others. It is evident that Serena and Alexis have faced some of life's most formidable challenges together, demonstrating remarkable strength, resilience, and affection. Should you find their story inspiring, we encourage you to engage by liking, commenting, and subscribing for additional real-life accounts and updates on your favorite celebrities. Stay connected for more.